ladies.
Apa
Oh, baik.
kabar?
Baik.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm
Let's
ready.
go for tea.
Let's go for tea. The two things that Malaysians do best, or most often it seems, at least in my experience,
Yeah.
are eating and photographing.
Is photography?
Sometimes at the same time. Yeah, also,
Oh, right.
I go to a lot of events.
Yeah.
And any event I go to, there's approximately 75 people who will be at their photography.
That's nice.
I know. In Australia,
75 people, so they have to queue up.
they have to queue up. No, well, I mean, they just usually they take their opportunities, and there's always a lot of formal photographs and group photographs.
You've been in Malaysia for about 18 months now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How has your experience been?
It's been fantastic. It became more fantastic as a consequence of May the 9th last year. So what was going to be an interesting posting became a fascinating one, because the Malaysian people elected a reformist government, and a reformist government with new ideas was looking around for partnerships and for collaborations. And Australia was kind of a natural place for them to look, because we're close, we know each other very well, we have a long tradition of cooperation.
Would you say that with the new government, bilateral ties have been stronger?
The way I would put it is our bilateral relations with Malaysia have never been better than they are.
Even if Duta sometimes the CSA anti-West sentiment sometimes has
Well,
affected it at all?
I haven't seen it in relation to Australia while I've been here. He received me before the election, and we had a good meeting. And then after the election, I was one of the first 3 ambassadors that he received. And I've seen him. Shahid, how many times have I seen him talk?
More than 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's open, he's available. He recently said he met our Prime Minister in Bangkok in the margins of the EAS, and I think he made a public statement afterwards saying relations with Australia are good, and he looks forward to visiting Australia at some stage in the future. So
Prior to this role, you were the Australia's ambassador for human trafficking and
people smuggling.
smuggling. That's right.
Yes.
So as you know, Malaysia is quite high up on this for human trafficking. How has that role prepared you for this one?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I made a number of visits to Malaysia in my previous role, based in Canberra and travelling around the region. We're very interested in working with Malaysia on the human trafficking problem. It's not a problem that's unique to Malaysia. Every country is dealing with this challenge, including Australia. But Malaysia in particular, because it has complex and porous borders, because you have a large migrant worker community here, it leads to more possibilities for exploitation and more people who might be classified as vulnerable. And when there's vulnerable people, there's always someone who's prepared to make a buck out of exploiting people. So that's why Malaysia now finds itself on a Tier 2 watch list in terms of the US State Department rankings. And that's a bad place to be. And I know the Malaysian government is very concerned about that. I know Prime Minister Saifuddin is concerned about it. I know Minister Goledzinowski is very concerned about it, and Minister Myvi is concerned about it. So I know that they're working on strategies for reducing vulnerability, for improving the performance and behaviour of the private sector. For example, rubber manufacturers have been in the spotlight for some of the employment practices that they've been involved in. And that's good. It's good that they be put on notice that they have to lift their standard, because Malaysia is right at the very top of the middle income bracket of countries, and is on the cusp of becoming a fully developed country. Now, once that happens, Malaysia will be judged not by developing country standards, but by developed country standards, and there'll be even more scrutiny. And I know by talking to Malaysian ministers that they want to deal with this, and they want to move Malaysia up the value chain, to not be addicted to cheap labour, which then also gets you into these problems of trafficking.
You went for about 30 years.
Yes, a little bit more than 30 years.
And you've obviously been through Can I just ask you, what are your challenges here in Malaysia?
You know, the biggest challenge for me, to be perfectly honest, is how to take a really good relationship and make it better. How do you sort of kick it up to the next level? That's actually harder than it sounds. You know, when there are problems, okay, you know what to do, that you focus on solving the problems. But in a relationship like ours, where there's no obvious problems, and we're such a complex relationship. I mean, here in the High Commission, I have 11 different government ministries represented, because we work with Malaysia across the board, not just on foreign policy, but on so many different things: agriculture, tourism, trade, military relations, policing, education. How do we improve that? That's the challenge, and that requires a good partner, and we have that in the Malaysian government, and it requires creative thinking, and that's what we're trying to do.
Earlier you mentioned that you work part-time. So what's your take on your
Well, he's amazing. I mean, the whole world is amazed by Dr. Mahathir. I mean, it's not just the fact that he's 94 years of age and leading the country. It's the way he does it. I mean, he's dynamic, he's engaged, he's thinking strategically. It really is remarkable. And of course, the fact that he came back the way he did, because he saw that there was the country was going in the wrong direction, in his view, and he decided that he would, even at that advanced age, come back and serve again. I think that's admirable. He's one of the architects of modern Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not just a politician, right? I mean, you know, he's one of the people who created the regional structures that we now enjoy.
Okay, are we ready for some tea?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
That's easy. I'm from Sydney originally.
Okay.
Went to the University of New South Wales, and I studied law and international relations, which is a very classic kind of background for a diplomat.
How do you then decide that I want to be a diplomat?
Yeah.
How does one get into that?
Well, in my case, I was in the careers office actually at university in my last year at law school, and thank you. And there was a sign on the wall: "Do you want to be a diplomat?" Question mark.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I thought to myself, wow,
Yeah.
I never thought of that. So I looked into it, I applied, and I always thought, well, if I don't like it, it doesn't turn out well, I can go back to law. But I've stuck with it.
Have you been in any, I mean, you've been posted to so many places. Have you been in any situations where you're like, oh, this is not life for me, that kind of situation?
Well, never a situation that made me reconsider my career choice, but there have been moments when I've been in bad situations. I mean, in South Africa, it was during the apartheid period, I witnessed people being shot in front of me. There was one occasion when I had to sort of crawl away from gunfire because I was attending an anti-apartheid demonstration and the police opened fire. So that was very serious. In Iraq, a number of times I was fired on and saw bad situations. The person I drove from Kuwait to Baghdad with was a Japanese diplomat, and he only survived about 3 months in Baghdad. He was killed.
Oh my God.
So it was a very serious place. It was a very dangerous place. So, my former boss, Sergio Vieira de Mello, who was at that stage the High Commissioner for Human Rights, he was killed in Baghdad, when the UN was blown up. So, yes, but I've never been in a situation that made me think I'm in the wrong business.
That's good.
Silakan.
Oh.
Please makan, please.
Terima
Oh, it
kasih.
gets cold.
Sama-sama. Where's yours? See, this is... I don't think this is right.
Rojak is not here.
Okay, what are your favorite Malaysian foods?
Well, roti canai.
Okay.
So I'm very sorry that we couldn't get any today. I think Sarawak laksa is my number one.
Oh yeah.
And I've had all the laksas, and I know that everyone, Johor laksa is very good,
and Penang you've got the Assam, but I think Sarawak laksa is still for me the classic laksa.
Where do you go for a good one here?
Sarawak.
That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
But otherwise, I've been everywhere. I've been to Sarawak and Sabah at least half dozen times each, and seen amazing things. We went to the Darnum Valley. I don't think there's a better place in the world. The Darnum Valley is pristine. When you arrive there, they tell you we have orangutan, we have pygmy elephants, we have sun bears, but we guarantee you nothing. This is real jungle. You have to go out and find them.
It's not staged for you.
It's not staged. There's no feeding stations, and we were lucky. We saw pretty much everything. They give you a one-on-one guide for the entire time you stay there, so it's a high-end experience. In Terengganu, we saw wild turtles come up on the beach, lay their eggs, and then afterwards we had the experience of, from a different batch, helping to release the baby turtles as they come out.
Oh, wow.
That's the sort of thing normal people never get to see that except on television, and we've had a chance to experience that. There's a lot more to be done. I think Malaysia's just kind of, people like Xavier Jayakumar, the Minister for Natural Resources, he's completely committed to things like saving the tigers and so many of the other endangered animals here. Until they're gone, you won't appreciate what you lost. And really, that's more valuable than anything else. But as an Australian, the thing that I like the best about it, to be honest, is we sometimes say, and I think it's true, we are the most successful multicultural society in the world. Others can say the same. Malaysia has a lot to be proud of, but that's what we focus on is our success. Because a quarter of Australians were born overseas, a quarter. And another quarter are like me, who were born in Australia but whose parents were born offshore. So that means half of Australians are the first or second generation migrants. And it works, It's a vibrant society, it's successful, it's harmonious, and every new generation of migrants that come from, whether it's from Southeast Asia or the Middle East or wherever, bring something of their culture with them, and it all blends in. It's not a case of them becoming Australians, they become Australians, well, Australians become more like them. Yeah. But the beauty is, look, the quiz, what we call it is modern Australia.
Yeah, the Barbie.
No. Barbie, that's traditional Australia. Well, that's pretty good. But no, when we talk about Australian cuisine, we talk about modern Australian, which basically is fusion.
Right.
And it's whatever the chef wants to make, right? It's like if you're magazine food, it's like, yeah. Hey!
Oh, there you go.
Why are you making me eat this when you... Thank you so much.
Thank you, boss.
This is what I like about Malaysia.
Yeah. For us, the uninformed, when we think about Australia and look at social media, we think about surfing, I guess, one, and killer animals like tarantulas and big snakes. So what are the common misconceptions that you want to clear the air about?
No, it's all true, I'm afraid.
Okay. Why are the animals in Australia so dangerous? And there are none in New Zealand, right?
Yeah, New Zealand, they seem to miss all of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very ancient continent.
Yeah.
It's been separated from the rest of the world physically for a long time.
Yeah.
But you would have to speak to a biologist, I guess. But you're right. In Australia, a lot of things can kill you. I was talking to somebody just the other day, actually, about even like in the ocean, people think about sharks and sea snakes, but also there's a variety of stingers, well, stingrays,
Jellyfish?
and jellyfish, big ones, little ones, they're very dangerous.
Do you think we'll survive in the outback?
I think the jellyfish won't survive in the outback. Well, in the outback, it's not so much animals that will kill you. It's if your car breaks down and you didn't bring enough water. And you didn't tell anybody where you were going. People every year they find people who are dead because those are big distances, and if you've not told anybody and your car breaks down, there's no cell phone reception out there.
So it's the elements that'll get you.
Exactly.
Not only the animals.
It's a big country.
And then
but you know, the good news is most tourists manage to get out intact.
Yeah.
But very few. I mean, yes, it's very dramatic when somebody, you know, is unlucky or you're bitten by a snake or something, but it's relatively rare. For example, if somebody says that something's a bottler.
A what?
Bottler.
A bottle.
Bottler.
Oh, I think that's a bad thing.
Like someone's
No, it's a good thing. Yeah.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
It just means a good thing.
Oh,
You know, it means you beauty, what a bottler. And I don't even know where it comes from. But it's just something, you know. Okay, if somebody says that you're coming the raw prawn, what is that? What are they saying about you?
Coming a raw prawn.
Coming the raw prawn.
The raw prawn. I have absolutely no idea.
It means you're lying to them, or you're not being honest in some way.
Oh. We have like a Malay saying something like that. Ada udang di sebalik batu. You have a prawn behind the stone.
Ah, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
It
yeah.
means that you have ulterior motives.
Maybe it's
Maybe it
similar.
came from the same origins.
Yeah. And if somebody says that they've gotten the rough end of the pineapple, what does that mean?
You got stabbed in the back.
Maybe it means basically they were cheated, or you know something unfair happened to them.
Why pineapple?
Why? And which is the rough end? You know, I don't actually miss home that much, which is lucky, right? Because most of my working life I've been overseas. But no, I don't. When I'm in a country, I enjoy the experience, and I don't really feel like I need to go back to Australia. You know, so I've been back to Australia a few times while I've been in Malaysia, but they've all been for work reasons. You know, if I've got a few weeks for holiday, I'd rather go somewhere in Malaysia or somewhere nearby. You know, so recently I've been to Myanmar, Japan. You know, so that I'd rather see the region and experience that than go back to Australia.
What's next for you? I mean, how long is this posting for? Is there a...
Well, usually it's 3 years. It can be extended, but normally it's 3 years is sort of the standard length of time. And I won't know what my next move is until closer to the end of this one. But it's up to the Minister for Foreign Affairs and the Secretary for Foreign Affairs to work out if they need me back in Australia or they need me somewhere else. I mean, there's a bit of a consultation. Like, I don't just send you an email saying. But yeah, it's part of the fun of the career is that you change is guaranteed. You just don't know what the change will be.